Hello, friends. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so I'm recording this morning again. Um, kind of like the morning vibes, but I like the evening vibes too. So, but this morning is where I'm at. I'm sorry, my voice sounds a little funny because I still have like a scratchy throat. It's not like a sore throat, it's just like scratchy. I don't know what it is. I don't feel sick or anything. Um, but it is what it is, and I'm pushing through with it. And today we are going to do chapter 12 of Bring Us to the Dawn. And trying to think if there's anything to discuss this morning. Nothing really. Um, no, nothing really I can't think of. I been really feeling like divine feminine energy coming through a lot since last night. Hathor, Kali, and I think I'm seeing divine feminines from our time period. Um, like figures that to me represent like a divine feminine aspect. I think I'm still like processing it and figuring out if it is indeed so. I don't think they'll always be like super recognizable, right? They'll be like just regular people or people in our media that we see in the media, but we don't really recognize as a divine feminine, right? They're just like this artist or this person or this, this whatever they are. And could be teaching us how to live an authentic life, how to be true to yourself and listen to yourself and your own guidance and stuff. So I'm seeing a few popping up, like for me, like being identified. I don't know what that means, so I don't really want to say who I think just yet. I think there's a lot. Usually it's people that are true to themselves, regardless of what society says they are, tries to cage them with definitions of who they should be, and they're like, nah, I'm this. No, I'm this again. I'm this. I'm something else. Um, something else that came into um is that a lot of us are going places on our own or heading to new realities or building new lives by ourselves. It feels like, but in reality, we're taking a lot of people with us by our example. So I get this sim it's symbolic to me like an airplane. Like you see one airplane, but it's like filled with, I don't know, like 100 plus people. How many people fit on a plane? I don't know. But they're usually pretty packed. And so I kind of get that kind of metaphor where the plane is taking you to new places, new destinations, new experiences, new cultures, new ways of thinking and living. Um, but it's one plane, but it's filled with many people going on that journey. But it's one plane taking all these people. So I don't know, that's been speaking to me a lot lately. I'm getting that. I don't know if that means anything to anyone. All right. So let us start to read. Well, this Bob Marley movie, I think I have to go see it, because I don't know. It's feeling like his energy has been awoken in a way, and his teachings of one love. And my YouTube channel, like page, is like filled with all these like think pieces on the man and his life and his family and his um personal life and stuff like that. Not too much focus on his message, which I think is the most important thing. But I think people by nature do like to look at stuff that make people flawed so they feel bad about themselves or what they consider to be flawed. But in all aspects, they were all lessons in his lessons. And whoever was involved with him, their lessons. I don't mean the lessons were bad. Like confining it to what society says things should be is kind of like, I don't know, there's just so many layers to love and family and figuring out yourself and your childhood and your inner child and how that plays out in your life, the beliefs that you have from then, how that plays out in your life and your reality. And I don't know, I don't understand this judgment of it. Like, you know, figure out your own shit, right? So, like, focusing on other people as they try to figure out their own stuff and deal with their own processing. You know, if anything, I would listen to the message he was trying to say. That's what he kind of gave to the public, right? He was really focused on his music and the message, like on a mission. So he came with a mission, and that's where I think a lot of people need to refocus. I don't know, this fascination with what happened in his life. It's kind of like you have enough to worry about with your own life and your own unfolding and how your life is unfolding and the realities you are creating based on stuff that happened in your childhood and the beliefs that were set in and how is that playing out in your relationships. Like there's so much for you to, you have so much like to work on or to study in your own self. Like time to study another man's life like that. I don't know. It's just the way I feel about it. But I do want to see the movie. Um, you know, and see what it's saying. There's any messaging there for me, anything I could learn from it, etc. But yeah, man, his I feel like his one love vibe is coming. I think it's kind of integral too that it's coming up now, right? Being that I think we're heading into a phase of trying to understand each other more and see each other more, truly see each other, judge less and love more, and that his message is coming through kind of now again. Like, I'm trying to think if he's the last. I mean, I think we get prophets all the time, and I do think he was a prophet. Um, was he the last one that we had? I don't know. Sometimes you can't see things because you're not in the frequency of it. And then when you get there, then you start seeing all these things they didn't see before that was in front of your face. So there could be more prophets since, or more messages, messengers that came through. Um, yeah, but I think he was a major one. Um, anyway, let us read chapter 12. It's an awesome task to carry light. Ooh, this is a nice, oh, this is a nice title, I think, right? It's awesome. It's an awesome task to carry light. I think today I'm struggling, not struggling, but digesting, breaking down the understandings I think I have for my life and where my life is supposed to lead, and things that I think are coming in. Just you just don't know when they're gonna come in, and trusting that it would come in, and enjoying where you are now and not focusing on when they're gonna come, when they're gonna come, and just knowing that it is coming in the best way for you, and living in this moment and what's beautiful in this moment. And so sometimes if you can't see it yet, you think it's not coming or you've forgotten. And then you think, nah, it's supposed to come as, and all these signs that that's what it's supposed to be, right? That's what feels good. But it hasn't come into reality yet. So like I know like certain things are aligned for me, for what I would enjoy. And a lot of times I feel really strong and it's gonna come. And in the meantime, I just have to enjoy where I am. But sometimes when a little thing wriggle in there and it's like, is it though? You know, and again, I think that is the human experience, because what is it to be human if you don't doubt yourself and what you want, right? That's like quintessentially to be human, to not know your power, to not fully grasp it, and to still feel like it could not happen. So embracing that too. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Okay, chapter 12. Let's get to business. It is time for all of you to redefine your own identities in a much greater sense. Events are transpiring in the cosmos that you and even many of your political leaders have no idea of. You must stop this foolishness about your definitions of gods, thinking that there are beings who come from the skies to this planet with special talents and abilities, and that they're all spiritually connected. You are going to discover as a species some very disturbing ideas over the next number of years. We are preparing you by decree of the family of light so that you can understand and be informed about your own options. We have stressed with you this idea of multidimensionality, the concept that you can be in many places and can shift your consciousness. We have shared with you the idea that there will be a number of worlds created out of this earth. What? At one time or another, you will come to doubt everything we have shared with you. Your system will be shocked, and you will not want to believe the extent to which you have been uninformed. So you will deny the validity of our information for a time. We can only offer you information based upon your own acceleration. You must evolve yourselves and have your wits about you to ask for information, because there is a divine law concerning interference. There are many who have broken that law and interfered with Earth. Even those in our own ancestral realm have done so. Well, our own ancestral realm have done so. We have said to you often enough that this is a free will universe and a free will zone. So that, of course, the underlying theme is that all is allowed. Therefore, there are always those who wish to be the lords and masters and authorities over others. You have been too simplistic about how many beings control others here. The family of light has been noted for its penchant for predilection for creating societies. I'm sorry, I have to read that over. The family of light has been noted for its penchant or predilection for creating societies in which there is a tremendous movement in all directions along the light rays. What does this mean? Light is information, so the family of light is the family of information. They are consciousness, families of war that spend perhaps billions of years in your conception of time studying, promoting, and experiencing control over consciousness. In a universe that exists outside of the limitation of time, all scenarios within a free will zone get played out. This is a time for you to radically change your views about yourselves and to break down boundaries. It is time for you to rise out to connect. And it's time for you to rise out of the pettiness of day-to-day dramas and events and begin to connect on a cosmic level with the higher drama that is occurring. In this way, you can be better informed about your own intentions, purposes, and drama. You must be able to understand both your identity and your ability to ride your identity into any world you choose. This story of the family of light, or the return of the white t-shirts, as we like to call it, is who you are. You have committed to do a certain task, to be on assignment, and to remember and fulfill what you came here to do. We have told you that your rules and your identity within them are going to change drastically, and you are coming closer to those times. You have had changes, many of you. If you look back to see who you were 1 year ago, ideally, each of you will see that you are now much more empowered. Ideally, each of you is beginning to feel that you do, in every instant, create your own reality, and that every situation you experience, whether you are employed or unemployed, is by your own design. At this time, ideally, each and every one of you has the art of manifestation down because it is now time for you to pull the cosmic gridwork of information into your body and plug it into your psyche so that you can become a broadcaster of this data upon the planet. This is the gridwork that is fired by the light encoded filaments outside of your body. You must become much more discerning about what and who is coming from the skies because you're going to be duped and tricked and you're not going to understand it. We see this because we ourselves know how easy it is to dupe and trick you. Sometimes we do it to you to move you along. We told you that we have already been tricky with you. This was necessary because if we told you the whole story, many of you would have turned tail and run a long time ago. Ideally, we have instilled confidence in you. We have also instilled in you a new codicil of information so that you can take the basic building block of this system, the concept that you create yourselves and that you create your reality by your thoughts and formulate a world designed by the family of light. In this way, a plan and a new gridwork can overlay a portion of this earth so that a completely new probability can burst forward. Without you and the new probability that you are bringing, there is potential for a great cosmic war here upon Earth at some time. Reach out with your feeling center and feel the confusion that is spreading around the world about what is going on. This planet has operated on a very low frequency, a frequency based on survival and a frequency based on disempowerment. Your identity has been based on what you could gather outside of yourself. The 12 helixes will render irrelevant everything that has represented and surrounded the 2 helixes. All of the money saved and property owned, all of the security based on the first 2 helixes that provides you with identity, is completely irrelevant to the evolution of the planet. Feel the fear and uncertainty running through the lives of humans as they begin to realize that the way their lives have been defined is now crumbling. Realize that light is the culprit of the crumbling and that you, as members of the family of light and keepers of frequency, are causing this crumbling to take place because you carry the electromagnetic charge onto the planet that broadcasts this new frequency. You help create this chaos of new consciousness. Think back over your own lives for the last year or two and realize that there have been times when you yourselves have been in an incredible chaos of consciousness. You have been in a chaos of decisions about who you are, where you want to live, who you want to mate with, whether you want to stay mated or not, whether you want to have a child or not, whether you want to continue to be a parent, and many other things. This is very true. Reach your minds out into your communities and feel how the foundation that people have based their lives on is slowly slipping away to rubble. The global grasp of reality is gone. The foundation is sliding away, and there are those who cannot see the slide at this time. The most significant reason for this slide is that there is new information accessible that makes old information archaic and decrepit, and you are responsible for this. So you are responsible to a certain extent for evolving yourselves through this and for being your own forms of inspiration, for being living examples for others. You take a very active role. There are many who say, oh no, here comes the light, because light is known to alter every vibrational frequency that it encounters. Light carries information, and information expands systems so that old systems can no longer exist. So as light moves to destroy, it also births new systems by what it leaves behind. A new order is formed. Some of you find it difficult to think to yourselves as destroyers because you have a belief system about destruction. It is a paradigm, and if you get stuck in that vibration and do not smash those ideas, you will become very confined and restricted in experiencing reality. Yes, you are definitely destroyers. You destroy systems where the dark team and ignorance prevail. Light goes in to destroy all systems, and the experience of destruction is relative to how strong or with what fervor consciousness clings to what is being destroyed. Who's going to bail you out when the going gets rough? Where is the rescue team? You are it. Angelic. Listen to that Bob Marley song, Sun is Shining. He says, to the rescue, there I am. I love it because it makes sense. You are the rescue team. In order to have this transformation take place, you must see that you have to bring it about. There is incredible assistance from all kinds of realms. However, it all depends on you, not us. You are going to change your frequency simply by commitment, determination, and willpower. Discover what you are in your physical body because it is your outreach of power here. Learn to direct it and use it and become one with it. By carrying the light inside your body, you bring that frequency onto the planet, and that frequency has information. The frequency of light contains the history of your identity and the history of your particular consciousness. As we have said, that consciousness was scattered from your database or cellular structure because those who came in to be your gods could not control you if you had the same abilities they did. So they did the biogenetic experimentation and mutation that has been called the fall. That was when the ignorance of the human species became more predominant. They formed many different experimentations, which went on for a very long period of time. Light represents the putting together of what has been asunder. And to perform that task, all you have to do is be. Remember I said like a few weeks ago, I kept asking, like, what is my purpose? I kept getting to be, just to be, to every day should be a vacation. Every single day is a vacation. Your job is to be. And also I mentioned like watching the lake and the stream at the park and how it was just being, and from its being, life sprung. The fishes and the birds and the trees, the grass, the insects, the lizards, the iguanas, all were living off this stream that was just flowing at its own pace. Some days it was flowing fast, and some days it was flowing slow. And I just wanted to be just as that stream was being. And look, it's saying here. I think I don't see any of the ants from yesterday. Anyway, to be, that's it. That's it. That's it. All you have to do is to be. As you simply are, and as you evolve yourself and let your own personal life evolve, truly, you are to take for granted that all the other members of light are evolving as you are. You send your telepathic broadcast out that your presence is here, much as we always say to you, we are here. We are also members of the family of light, and we bring information with us and broadcast it everywhere. I'm just highlighting all it is we have to do is to be. There is a need for each of you to examine the boundaries you have set around yourself. You believe that you have evolved and that you have a large picture and that you see many things. And relative to where you have journeyed from, indeed, you have made progress. However, we guarantee you that you are not seeing the boundaries that you presently set for yourself, which still define what you believe you can and cannot do. They are what tethers you to this version of frequency of reality. This is a lot of work, you know. I mean, to just be seems it should be easy, but it's not, because you have, of course, responsibilities that you think you have to carry out. These boundaries that you set and that you advertise and announce about yourselves keep you from moving with the information that is awakening inside you. The information is part of the spiritual upliftment. Different layers of reality are removed so that you become more in tune with the realms of spirit. That is what spiritual advancement is. We want you to give up boundaries and stop defining and protecting every aspect of your lives. It is an it is an awesome task to carry light. Once you allow light to come into your body, you begin the process of change, which is not always joyous, uplifting, and fun-filled, as some of you have discovered. In this process, when things are not so fun-filled, the first thing you may do to keep yourself from evolving and changing is to respond to emotional events with fear. You may blame someone else and whine and complain, and you may feel and believe that someone did something to you. The rest of the planet believes this, but they are not members of the family of light. There are millions of members of the family of light here, of course, and the light is returning to this planet where the dark t-shirts were in charge for a very long time. The dark t-shirts have fed off your emotions of fear, negativity, and war and greed, because this is a free will universe. All of this has been allowed. Prime Creator is the dark team as well as the family of light. Prime Creator is all things. We teach you in stories. Someday, perhaps, you will see through the stories we tell. You will not need them any longer, and you will be able to smash paradigms and come into a knowing of larger realities. Paradigms, that word also is a synchronicity for me, because the other day I was walking the dog and this gray dog just where we were standing, because the dog was sniffing, and he stays in places for long times. Just sniff. So he was standing there, and there was like a little sign, not a tall sign, right? This gray dog flew low And just where we were standing, where the sign was, where he was sniffing, it sat on the sign and was watching me, and I watched it. And then later that night, I had forgotten. And later that night, I remembered, I wonder what the creative mean. And I Googled it, it said, when you are changing paradigms, it appears to let me read it because I saved it. Sorry. I'm looking at this thing here. The great dove. Where is it, dove? Oh gosh, I can't. Oh, a gray dove represents the bridge between the old paradigm and the new. A gray dove often appears when we're at a standstill in our lives and need to release ourselves from self-imposed limitations. They also represent love and partnership. So I think it's really like, you don't think it's like a synchronicity that they're talking about limitations and the way we define ourselves and limit ourselves and smashing paradigms in this grade of thing. And what I'm trying to do personally in my life, I'm trying to change the aspect of my life from one paradigm to the other in more ways than one, you know. And also it says it's love and partnership. So that's kind of significant for me too, in one of the paradigms I'm trying to change for myself. So kind of it's kind of like that's you have to admit it's like a synchronicity, no? Okay. Until the day we until that day we speak to you in this oh I read that the stories. Let me read it again. Until that day we speak to you in stories so that we can hold your interest and entice you into areas you are petrified to go. Areas where you have committed in the deepest portion of your soul to journey. In a short period of time, there will be a great need to realize which people are really keepers of frequency and which are just talking about it. The keepers of frequency are going to be called upon to create a certain stability upon this planet, for they know 100% of the time that they create their reality. They learn how to defy the laws of humanity by conscious direction of their awareness and energy. That is the depth of impeccability and commitment we are speaking of. We are not here to bandy words or get you to feel good about yourself. We are here to remind you who you are and what you have agreed to do, what you have come here to achieve on this planet. We are here to be your cheerleaders and encourage you to remember to give some guidance and assistance so that you can discover for yourselves the miracle that awaits inside the human body. The way you can best operate at this time is to be keepers of your own frequency and not go around saving everyone else. Also had a thought about this. I think one time I had asked about it. And the image I got was like, you know, the sea turtles when they're going to the sea, the babies, and they crack the egg. You're not supposed to interfere with that journey to the sea. You're supposed to let them find their way themselves. It helps build their I think it helps build, you know what? Let me Google it because I just know that you're not supposed to interfere, and that's why they show me that vision. So I don't think we're supposed to interfere with anyone else's journey in that way. We're just supposed to be ourselves on our own journey, and others will learn from it. Baby sea turtles, journey to sea. Let me see. I'm still like, should you help? Should humans help? Okay, this is what it says. It is important that the turtle hatchlings find the ocean on their own as this process lets them imprint on the beach. As tempting as it may be to help a struggling hatchling, you have to allow them to move on their own. Touching sea turtles is also illegal federally and in the state of Florida. Never interfere with hatchlings emerging from nests or crawling along the beach towards the water. Those small hatchlings are naturally capable of crawling long distances to the water as soon as they emerge. Yeah, so that's what the like vision. So everything I get has always been focused on yourself and your own growth and your own development and to just be. And whenever I ask like how to help or how to serve, it's always be just be. Just be. Every day should be a vacation for you. And to allow others to find their way, like that turtle thing, you have to like you can't intervene on someone else's journey. And if they ask you questions, of course, about your own journey and how you got there, right? You can share that. And of course, like some people won't ask, but they'll see how you're progressing, and they'll want to find their own light there that way, and they will, right? Because they have their own teams, their own understandings, and they themselves are an individuation of God. So they have their own power, their own creator power. So finding that power is their journey, right? And so like you have to find it yourself, I think, so that you're strengthened in it and you're confident in it for what needs to be built. Everybody needs to be able to do that. So that when we do have to build in a communal way, we can. I think. I suspect. But anyway, this is also saying that not to interfere with anyone else's journey. Don't save anyone else. That's not what you're here to do. You're supposed to figure your own journey out. So this is what it says. The way you can best operate at this time is to be keepers of your own frequency and not go around saving everyone else. Do everything in your power to keep yourself consistently aware and understanding of what is going on. Be consistent with the frequency of light that brings you information and with the frequency of love, which is the frequency of creation. As the food source is taken away from the creator gods and the frequency barrier is pierced, Earth's grid work will change. In actuality, Earth is going through an initiation. Earth cares about all of its inhabitants and is evolving as its inhabitants are evolving into an existence in which greater possibilities will be everyday occurrences, in which miracles can become the way of life because they will exist within the frequency that will become available. Each of you assists in making that frequency alive on this planet by living your life according to light and according to what you know. This is work of an individual nature. You may work in groups and have certain leaders, but you must, as individuals, evolve yourselves. As you do so, and as you are led by your light to live a certain way, you will begin to feel excited. You do not have to work with us or with anyone continuously to gather information. The only continuity needed is for you to continuously work with yourself and seek the meaning of what we call the exalted self. Feel what the exalted self means. It's triumphant, liberated, joyous in achievement, and the highest in attainment. The planet is in desperate need of committed entities who are in search of the exalted self. The continuity we have been speaking of that it will behoove you to bring into your lives involves knowing from moment to moment inside your beings that you are committed to discovering this exaltation. This exaltation can be translated in words as a frequency or wave of feeling or vibration. You will You all understand vibration in terms of light and sound. Vibrations are ongoing. They carry and transmit forms of intelligence. When you speak to yourself, and do not forget that you are on this path, and you continuously remind yourself that you are pulling light into your body and are seeking to raise the frequency of your physical being, defy the laws of humanity, and alter the frequency of this planet, you are producing a kind of continuity that can do more than all the books and tapes of the world. I'm sorry, I booked just now. Okay, I'm gonna highlight this part here. There's nothing stronger than your commitment to the exalted self. Once you commit yourself to the energy of light, the energy of exaltation and uplifted frequency, you are marked. Then you must live according to what these energies put before you as you call for your task to be accelerated. First and foremost, live your light. Live the light inside of yourself with courage. Don't live in a closet. Live it. Speak what you know without getting up on a soapbox and waving your hands around like a fanatic. Simply state, this is what I believe. This is what I live. For example, someone may say to you, careful, you might catch a cold. You can say in return, I don't believe in catching colds. I don't use my body for sickness. Oh, wow. I don't believe in catching colds. I don't use my body for sickness. By saying things like this, you bring others to awakening. Speak what you know in casual conversation with family and friends. They might roll their eyes, but they might, really think about it. Oh my God, this chapter is so long. Jeez Louise. Wherever you are, use the pillar of light. We recommend that each of you visualize a pillar of light coming in through the top of your head, opening your crown, and filling your body with light. Picture this cosmic pillar of light coming from the higher cosmos, filling you and then coming out your solar plexus and making a ball of light around your body so that you exist within a glowing etheric egg. When you love yourself and earth and you know that you are here to redefine, redesign, and break the boundaries of humanity, you broadcast this. You live your life committed to this. If you ask us how much time you need to devote to this, we will say it is very simple. All of your time, all of it. It is not something you worry about. It is something you simply are. You live it. It is your divinity. Mm. You will find this is another synchronicity because the other day I was asking, like, how do I know my divinity? In what way? You will find that when you live your light, you will draw to yourself others who are very interested in living their lives in the same manner, and your numbers will grow and grow. When you make the commitment to say, Spirit, I am wishing to be employed by you, put me to work and show me what I can do. Give me the opportunity to live my light, to speak my truth, and to carry the light around the globe. Then Spirit will put you to work. Be clear on what you're available for and make a contract with Spirit. Tell Spirit what you want for compensation. Spirit will allow you to negotiate and write whatever contract you want as long as you're operating in a capacity of service to yourself to uplift your vibration. When you are in service to yourself and are committed to personally evolving and changing, you uplift everyone around you. That is service. Service is not going out and martyring yourself and saying, I'm going to save you. Service is doing the work yourself and living in such a way that everyone you touch is affected by your journey. I like that. Okay, I'm good too. A lot of highlights in here, yes. There's nothing wrong with getting a little feisty with spirit and saying, listen, guys, I've had it. I've been asking and I'm willing to do it. Please, I want acceleration. If you want an acceleration, be clear, be very prepared to take off and be open to reading the symbols as they come to you. When a book falls off a shelf, don't say, I'm sorry, I can't afford it. Do it. When a person is put in your path and you've been saying you want a relationship, but the person has the wrong packaging, do it. You are operating in no sense, and perhaps these things are Spirit's way of bringing you pattern breakers. If you are clear and you communicate in every situation, you can make a lot of process. I'm sorry, a lot of progress. You all think too much about how things are going to come around and what the packaging is going to look like. This is important to realize. So when you ask for an acceleration, be prepared to take chances that the logical mind may scream about. The logical mind is going to kick and fuss over some of these things because it will be afraid. As soon as you hear yourself say, I can't do that, or that doesn't make any sense, listen. These are key words. Simply say, I am divinely guided. I am intending on acceleration. I am intending that I work through an uplifting capacity and I will make a chance and I will take a chance on this. This feels right, even though it makes no sense. So I will go for it. However, if it doesn't feel good and it doesn't make any sense, then don't do it. Trust your feelings. There is a culling going on, a culling of the chosen. What does it mean to be chosen? I don't like this chosen word because I feel like it separates and it makes people feel like they're special more than others. And I feel like everybody comes through in their own timing and through their own phases. So I don't like the word chosen, but let's see what the book says. Those who gather when we speak and those who hear the sound of their internal song are the chosen. Another synchronicity, another synchronicity. I was talking on Instagram to another person that I think is on their path. Pretty sure she's on her path. And she sent me a video on the Hathors. I love the Hathors, by the way. Like I love Hathor and the Hathors, but I really connect with Hathor. Anyway, in the video, they're saying it's like a channeled message, and they're saying, we want you to find the song of your soul song in your dreams, in that sacred space. We'll help you find it so you can live your soul song. I'm like, what a beautiful message, you know? And look at here again. They want you to say, I'm divinely guided and I'm intending on acceleration. I am intending that I work through an uplifting capacity and I will have a chance. I will take a chance on this. Oh, that's the wrong part I'm reading. Okay, the chosen, that's where we are. Those who gather when we speak and those who hear the sound of their internal song are the chosen. Just because you are the chosen doesn't mean you are automatically going to rise in the ranks and perform the duty that needs to be performed. Who chose you? You chose yourselves. You are not members of an exclusive club, and yet, on the other hand, you are. The membership in this club is voluntary, and all of you decided who you would be and why you would come here. We cannot emphasize enough that courage is going to become the middle name for each and every one of you. Many of you have lives that are in the closet. You are not willing to let everyone know what your intimate beliefs are. You may feel very safe in a room discussing a variety of subjects. Some of you Some of them very far out, yet in your workspace or with your family or whatever, you put a zipper across your mouth and will not give yourself permission to speak your truth. There are a multitude of people whose codings are waiting to hear your voice. So you, the chosen, are being culled at this time. You are being sorted out for courage. If you cannot gather courage now, we are not too certain that you're going to gather courage later on. You each came to this planet to do a task, and that task is at hand. It is now. The decade of change is upon you, and as you integrate and realize that this change, what this change means, it will alter each and every one of your lives. The change means everything. I'm sorry. The change means giving up many things, coming apart from many things, and coming together with other things because you will trust. Trust is a word that all of you would love to have as your middle name, and yet trust is something you all say that you don't have. What does it mean to trust? It means to have such an knowing that your thoughts create your will to simply be certain things with divine nonchalance and inner knowing that if you think something, it is. Yeah. It is the theme over and over again that we are attempting to present to you in every capacity and every means of expression so that one of these days you will get it. Once you get it and begin to live it, you will begin to change your lives. We keep emphasizing that the time to get moving is now. It is not necessarily that you've run out of time. It is the time. It is that time is beginning to squeeze itself in upon you. And if you do not act, things can move into discomfort. As we said, there is a calling of the chosen. You have chosen yourselves. Therefore, if you do not move into the work of the blueprint you have designed for yourself, to a certain extent, you will run out of time. You have a few more years before things will get so topsy-turvy and hectic that if you're not living your life in the true eminence of light you have volunteered to, it could be too late. And other things, I'm sorry, it'll be too late. In other words, if you procrastinate and procrastinate, you will be washed into the undertow of the tidal wave as it comes, perhaps literally. No matter what the endeavor in which you are being led to participate, it is part of your blueprint and plan so that you can evolve. And by evolving, you affect the evolution of the planet. Everything you do is for your evolution. As you come into comprehension of who humans are and what this place is, you begin to open new pathways for others. You will find that events you never imagined will somehow be put together. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, guys. You will find that events that you never imagined will somehow be put together before you. There will be things that are beyond your comprehension, setups as we like to call them, or opportunities you never thought of. This is when you will know that you're living your light and doing so with courage. There is a good possibility that light carriers will come into question in the next few years. Understand that this is part of the plan. All of you must have a clear intention as to how you would like your reality to be designed. This does not mean that you are not flexible. It means that you operate with clarity. You say, to my guides and all of those who are assisting me in my evolutionary journey on earth, it is my intention that I be successful. It is my intention that I be always safe in all things I do. It is my intention that I receive love and give love in all things that I do. It is my intention that I have a good time and that I be provided for with prosperity according to my needs. It is my intention that I not become overly enamored by the material world. That is a good intention. I have to highlight that. Though you must do your own work to evolve, there are many off-planetary and non-physical beings ready to work with you. All you need to do is call them for assistance. When you do, always state clearly that any assistance come to you from light. Stay in your integrity and be aware. On this planet, it is assumed that if someone is intelligent, they are spiritually aware. This is absolutely a falsehood. Someone can be brilliant and learn to transcend human laws and yet still not operate with the frequency of light or the frequency of love. Be aware of this and be clear about the assistance you call to yourself. We have mentioned many times that light frequency brings information. Love frequency brings creation as well as respect for and connection to all of creation. Love frequency without light frequency can be crippling. If you think that love frequency comes with something outside of yourself instead of from inside yourself, you will do what has been done on this planet over and over again. Worship someone who is promoting love frequency as if they were a saint. The ideal is to carry the light frequency of information to become informed and to couple it with love frequency. This will allow you to feel a part of creation and not judge it or be frightened by it, but simply to see the divinity and perfection of it as it evolves to teach every included consciousness about itself. This is really beautiful. I'm going to highlight this too. I feel like I highlighted everything, but this is a really good chapter. I want to read over that intention. Feel like it's a good intention to have. This book is really good though. I think, like, there are aspects of it, of course, you're probably struggling with, but these like actual teachings on how to intention and how love frequency and light frequency work. I always thought love and light were the same thing, but it's not. It's not the same thing. One's information and one is creation, and both are needed. So I really like how they break it down. Okay, so this is the intention. I'm going to read it again. I think I should do this like every day. What do y'all think? You think it'll change my life? In a good way. Okay. You say, to my guides and all of those who are assisting me in my evolutionary journey on earth, it is my intention that I be successful. It is my intention that I be always safe in all things that I do. It is my intention that I receive love and give love in all things that I do. It is my intention that I have a good time and that I be provided for with prosperity according to my needs. It is my intention that I not become overly enamored of the material world. I like that intention. Anyways, so that's the end of chapter 12. Next episode, we will do chapter 13. Whose purpose are you? That's the chapter 13 heading. So yeah, that is where we are today. I hope you guys have a great day. And of course, I hope that you are loved and that you know that you are loved and you have loving experiences that confirm this, and that you're gentle with yourself and kind to yourself and treat yourself. Yeah. Anyways, What did we learn from chapter 12? We learned that we're not to save anyone. We're just to focus on our light and bringing that light in, that we are just to be. Gave us a really good intention. And it told us we can get impatient with our guides and helpers and ask to accelerate, but be prepared for what comes. And when it does come, if it feels good, go with it and trust it and not base it on the logic of our mind. It's a really good chapter, I think. Chapter 11 and chapter 12 seem to be pretty major for me. We have learned before about love being creation and light being information. And now we learn that both are needed because it can be crippling if you just work from a frequency of love. You need the light as well, because you can make someone else look, you can look externally for it. I think they mentioned not being judgmental as well. Everybody here, every consciousness here is to learn about its own evolution. So, yeah, the non-judgment thing. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys have a great day. It's Monday. Make it a great Monday. I'm gonna try. Bye.